Hello and welcome back to this new video of mine. I don't know, the lighting could be the worst thing we've ever seen. I cannot really tell you right now, so we're just gonna roll with it. We gathered here today to talk about the 9 books I read in September. I think it were 9. Actually, let me get out my Goodreads for a moment. Yes, 9. That includes a little novella. As always, we're gonna go in chronological order, so that I started with first to the last one I read this month, last month. Sorry, I'm confused. So, starting out with The Pumpkin Spice Café. I'm gonna move a little bit more here. I rated this one 2.5 stars. I thought it would give it more 3 stars. I think it's more 2.5. I honestly cannot even remember anything that happened in this book. I think they were hunting after like a ghost that wasn't really existing. It was all really odd to me. The fall vibes it was giving were great, but also the insta love, like I didn't feel for the characters. It was a huge disappointment for me because, I mean, look at the cover. Also, the author's name is Laurie Gilmore. Like, I was expecting so much more. I think our main character, she moved into the small town to take over a pumpkin spice cafe. Then when she moves there, she encounters like noises in her house, so she asked the produce guy to help her with everything, and just the humor in this was not humoring for me. And also we had very explicit spice in this, which for some reason threw me off completely because this was such a cute and cozy book, and then suddenly out of nowhere we have such explicit spice scenes that I was like, okay, like, does it need to be in here right now? Like, I don't mind spice, but I just didn't expect it. And I listened to this as an audiobook, and I think if I would have read it, I would not have finished this book. It was okay. As I said, great for the fall vibes, but nothing that I will remember. You know, like it was just out of my mind. And also there was a bit of mystery going on. The mystery was not mysterying. I felt like I knew who it was from the start, and also it was not solved very nicely. I just didn't care. I think that's more it. Like, it was done okay, I didn't care. To keep on going with the fall vibe, I then read This Spells Love, and this one I actually liked a lot. I think I gave it 4 stars. So this one has a very fun premise because a female main character, her name is Gemma, and she's going through a breakup. So naturally she wants to forget everything about her ex and wishes that she never met him. But she met her best friend also on the same night that she met her ex-boyfriend. So the problem here is that she will also forget her male best friend, and that they never met either. So it's like a whole like alternate universe type of situation that was done really, really well. It was friends to lovers, but also not really, because then they were kind of strangers to lovers. It felt a little bit slow in a few aspects, like in the middle of it all, but overall I really, really liked this because it felt like a love letter to the universe. But also there's gonna be a video on this one, The Pumpkin Spice Café, and I'm gonna read a lot of other fall books in that video as well, so make sure you subscribe to this channel to not miss any of that. So there you're also gonna hear more of my thoughts. It's gonna be a whole reading vlog. I really, really like this, and I can recommend it to you. It was not really giving fall though, like it was giving a little bit of witchy vibes. You can read this any time of the year, to be fair. Like, this wasn't necessarily a fall recommendation, I would say. The next one is a non-fiction book, so I'm just gonna put that at the end again because maybe you don't care about that. It's just one this month though, so it's fine, but still gonna put it at the end. The next book, guys, I finally, oh no, don't bother me. Don't bother me, son. I finally read Longshot by Kennedy Ryan. Guys, this was my first Kennedy Ryan book, and it will definitely not be my last. This woman tore my heart out. This book destroyed me to no end. Because it says here on the back, she kissed the prince and he turned into a fraud. Now her fairy tale is upside down. That's not even remotely coming close to what it actually is. Not even in the slightest. We have here Iris, and she meets August one night and they immediately hit it off. They have such good chemistry. And then you're like, I want them to be together, of course, and they want to be together, but Iris has a boyfriend, which is a bit unfortunate, and she has also very big dreams and aspirations. But then she kind of gets trapped in this relationship that she is in. And through it all, August is just there for her. He is like the blueprint of how great a man can be. You know, like it was so emotional. This book tore my heart out. There was so many hard scenes in this one. I cannot necessarily recommend it to you because it's very hard to read at times, and please read your trigger warnings. This is not even a dark romance. This felt like real life. This did not feel like a book. This felt like something that I know that this happens to women, you know? Maybe not to that extent, but also maybe to that extent. I don't know. Like, it does happen out there, and it really opened my eyes to how cruel the world can be in a way. So this inadvertently Is that a word? Irreversibly. Well, this changed me. That's all I'm wanting to say. This changed me to my core. Yeah, one of the best books I've read this year, to be fair. The emotions this book got out of me were just insane. Like, it was insane. And it's not a typical romance. I feel like the first half of it all was one of the hardest things I've ever read in my life. I was kind of comparing it in my mind to It Ends With Us, but make it like 20 times better. You know, like, if you liked It Ends With Us, which now I know is a bad thing to say, this is like the better version. And no one talks about this book. Like, why was this not made into a movie? You know, I'm just... this is insane. So I'm really grateful that I got the signed copy at Strand, because this is gonna be my new prized possession. This book was obviously 5 stars. I mean, no questions asked. Just amazing. I don't even know what to say.
Incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
Then I also was able to review my first ever arc, which is A New Life in Amsterdam. I got thoughts, and I'm gonna be sharing my honest opinion with you guys. I left a very lengthy review on NetGalley. I gave it 3 stars on NetGalley and on Goodreads. To be fair with you, I don't think I would have even finished this book if it weren't to be an arc. I gave it 3 stars so that I don't knock the rating down too much for the author, but my review stayed critical, so I think you can still make your own guess based on that. Let's first talk about what it is about. As I said, I think I would just give it 1 or 2 stars if I would have bought it with my own money. I think I would have just DNF'd it, actually. Our female main character in this book is a single mother, but her daughter is already out of the house. She's over 20 years old, so like she's a middle-aged woman at that point. And she's like, I want to try something new. I'm divorced, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna buy a houseboat in Amsterdam. And she's from the UK. She's been to Amsterdam once. Okay, whatever. Do your thing, girl. There was a very big not very big representation. That's wrong. There was supposed to be a representation of being a shopaholic. I read the entire Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella. Loved that so much. It was so up my humor. So I was kind of hoping for kind of that type of rom-com vibe. It wasn't. There was no humor in this. Like, I didn't find it funny, at least, you know? So I was like, okay, whatever. If that's maybe the premise, then okay. The choices of our female main character were infuriating and they did not make sense. So basically, she just buys this houseboat, throws 250,000 euros out of the window, you know, like literally. I'm like, I know you are a shopaholic, but to what extent are you not able to make decisions and reflect, you know? I understand if you go into a store and you buy stuff, okay, but buying a houseboat is a different type of level, you know? So she was daydreaming a lot. Okay, fine, we all do that. She moves to the Netherlands, new country, whatever. Get it. However, there were a lot of stereotypes in this book. I mean, I've lived in the Netherlands for 4 years now, so it was also kind of nice to sometimes see a few things being represented in here as well. I'm not saying that, but there were also a few things that were just not correct, especially since she really romanticized the whole move and buying a new house in a different country. Like, where are the difficulties? Our female main character, she just ran into there and everything was fine. And that is just not the case if you move abroad. Like, there are gonna be things that you're not gonna understand. She opened up a business there. We did not once talk about the difficulties of understanding letters that are coming in from a different language, or understanding the different tax system, of getting an insurance, you know? Like, signing up your houseboat and saying that you're now in a gemeente. She did not do any of these things, and I understand. Like, it's a book, it's fiction. But then we still talked a lot about other things and about permits and stuff for that freaking houseboat. So I was like, you did your research, so you know what it entails. So if you already want to have these things in there, then at least talk about the whole picture. That's what I'm thinking, you know, because now it was just a depiction of, oh, you want to buy a houseboat in the Netherlands? Okay, go ahead, it's fun. And then her friend also visited her and she was like, oh, you have such a beautiful life here. I want to just do the same thing as you. Yeah, you can come here, blah, blah, blah. Our female main character went through no actual conflict when she was there. So her neighbor, she thought he was married. Okay, still pursues him, still thinks about him. Okay, then turns out he's not married. It's his sister or something. To be honest, I skim read this book. Like, I could not do it. Like, the writing style wasn't for me. So I just skim read, and usually I don't do that. So please take it with a grain of salt. But from what I understood, she was then his sister. And I was like, do you not check the man's hand for a ring, or the woman for a ring? Like, you are over 50 years old. You know how things work, right? Super odd to me, but okay. The weirdest thing, and that was the point where I was really like, this book I would DNF and never pick up again. She's like, I want to eat a stroopwafel. And I recently, in a video of mine, I also ate a stroopwafel. So it's basically like this flat piece of waffle, like really pressed down, and then there's caramel in between it. Typical Dutch thing. I understand she wants to eat a stroopwafel, so she goes, when she smells this scent, she goes to the store. Then that man is apparently overcharging her. And she's like, why is a stroopwafel so expensive? But okay, it was a long time since I was last here, is what her excuse is. I don't know how much this woman ultimately spent on that stroopwafel, but it turned out that she signed up for a whole workshop. So a whole afternoon of making stroopwafels. I'm sorry, but the prices are not cheap in Amsterdam. You cannot tell me that you run into a store, I mean, that was at least 30 euros. This woman didn't even think to consider that spending 30 euros on a stroopwafel is not normal, you know? And then she was surprised, and then she was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna make my own stroopwafel now. Sorry, that for me was too much. We're doing things for the plot. We're having conversations for the plot. There was everything to get the plot going instead of really having authenticity in here. That's what it felt like to me. It didn't feel authentic, and that is something where I'm saying, like, I could not have done this otherwise. I'm still grateful that I was able to receive an arc, like, I'm not saying that, but it's just not for me. And maybe it's just not my genre. I think, as I said, like, it had a lot of great reviews on Goodreads, so apparently the author is really well liked. I was just a bit confused at that point. Let me know if you've read any of her books before, and if it's interesting to you, please don't shy away from, like, reading it. I just want to make this an open space, an open conversation, and I still wish a lot of success to the author, and that's also why I didn't rate 1 star, because I didn't want to get her rating super low. But just so you understand, there were a lot of things in there that didn't add up to my understanding of things. Wow. Now, after that big rant, I listened actually to Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunters Chronicles Clockwork Angel. Wow, this was so good. This whole different level. I rated this 4.5 stars. We're following here Tessa Gray, and I think it's in the 1800s or 1900s. So it's actually really nice, like a bit of a historic setting, because I did read the City of Bones series when I was 13, 14. So going back into that world actually felt very, very magical. I love Cassandra Clare's writing style. She's so good at what she does. And this is actually, I think, also the best book I've read from her so far. It was insane. Like the narration on this, because I listened to the audiobook, I can highly recommend you the audiobook. It's obviously also fun to read, I'm not saying that, but guys, the woman that was narrating, there were witches in here and like the Dark Sisters and stuff. The way they were narrated, I was like, I got chills sometimes. It was so good, like I could imagine it so much better. So this was actually one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. Someone actually spoiled me on the ending of this, like I saw it in the comments somewhere, and that was not so pleasant. So I'm a bit afraid. I don't want to really fall for all the characters because I think I know where this is going. So yeah, we have demons, demon hunters, or shall I say shadow hunters, and it's just very, very good. I mean, you've heard it probably everywhere, all over TikTok recently, but it is so hyped for a reason. It is amazing. And the sun is coming out more. Do we fix it like this maybe? Yeah, but it's amazing. That's all I gotta say. I think we should wrap it up a little bit faster because the sun is moving and it's not doing me any favors, I feel like. The next book I read is A Fate Inked in Blood, and I also annotated this one. It's because I also got it signed on a book event. So I actually read this in a day or two. Here you go. Love this. This was really, really good. I think I rated it, yeah, I rated it 4 stars. We're following here Freya, and she has a husband that is, he's an asshole, we can say it like it is. They are children from gods, so they have god blood in them, like when they were conceived, there was a god with them. So basically that man has god blood in him. He can summon fish. We're not gonna have him around for very long, like he's not a big plot point, but she wants to kill him. She hates his guts, and he actually sells her out to one of the jarls of the region because he's like, I know you have a secret, so you're gonna go with that jarl and I'm gonna get money for paying you out, basically. You know, I want you gone, I want my money. So he sells her biggest secret that she has, which is that she also has god's blood in her. It is insane. The pacing in this is amazing. The male main character, I was not always rooting for him, but the first scene where he appeared, it was giving Vikings. It was really, really, really good. I only rated it 4 stars because in between it felt a bit slow paced, or we felt like we were going in circles all the time. So it did feel a bit repetitive at times. But wow, it's really good. And the spice in here, when it happens, but it's slow burn. really slow burn. It's such a good book. Like, I don't feel like I explained this very well to you right now. I also feel like my brain is fried, to be fair. But I can highly recommend this one to you. Also, for the colder season, this is amazing. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Actually, I can tell you because she's about to marry the Jarl, and the male main character is the son of the Jarl. It's insane. Then the next book, and also the last physical copy I have here, is Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. I loved the first 2 books in the series. I annotated the crap out of them. I don't know if I've shown you ever, actually, but the sun, go away. Oh, that's really terrible. Nope, we're not gonna do that. Let's just deal with it. I did love the first 2 extremely much. Here we're following Lorenzo and Lily and this arranged marriage. Like, not arranged, but they're faking their engagement because he wants to become mayor and she wants to save her flower shop. I did not even physically read this. I tried, and then I switched to audiobook, and otherwise I would not have finished this book. Solid 3 stars. It was not bad. It's just not what I expected from the finale of this series because it had so much potential to just be my favorite series ever. I did not like Lorenzo. He was a little bit controlling. It gave a bit almost dark romance vibes a little bit, and that's just not what I expect, you know? But that's besides the point. I feel like he was obsessing so much for the mayor position, and it's okay. Like, we understand his reasoning behind it, but it was repetitive. It was repetitive to no end, and it's like 500 pages. I couldn't bond with Lily either. Yeah, I just couldn't. Like, there were heartfelt moments in here, that's true, but there was nothing in here that I wanted to annotate and that I wanted to remember forever, you know? And I think that's just the main difference to the first 2. We didn't even have a family get-together at one point, you know, like where everyone was happy at the end, or where we saw each and every one of them together. We had a lot of cameos from the first couple of the first book, but besides that, not really, and I was kind of hoping for a little bit more. I don't know. It started out really great because they actually had met over a dating app at first, and I feel like that was done super well. Like, it's actually done so nicely in the book. Like, you go through the dating app here, like as if you're setting up your account, and that is very creative. From that, I thought it would be 5 stars, but I just didn't feel the chemistry between them. And also they were always up and down and hot and cold, and she immediately was like, oh, he's hurting me, oh, but I'm gonna come back to him. And then she was always whining over him, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was good. I can see why people love this book though. Like, it is a very solid book and definitely not bad work. It's not badly written at all. It just is missing something that the other 2 had, and I don't know what that is. I cannot pinpoint it. 3 stars is not a bad rating. That's all I gotta say to that. 3 stars is not bad. Do with that what you will. The last book that I read on my e-reader was Grip by Kennedy Ryan. Yeah, my new favorite author. I feel like I'm obsessed with her. Oh no, it's not Grip. Flow. Sorry, it's from the Grip series. This is like the pre-novella to the whole Grip series, or like to the 2 Grip books, and this is gonna build up to a pop star, or he's a rapper romance, and she's gonna be his manager, I think. The ending on this is the best novella I've ever read. I would say 4 to 4.5 stars. Amazing, because the writing style was really flowy. It was super easy to read. We already had so much emotional depth to the characters. We understood their reasoning behind things. There were harder topics in here. I forgot her character name though. Let me quickly look that up. So we have Bristol, and his name is Marlon, but his stage name is Grip, or like his artist name. Bristol is currently studying, not management, but she's studying something in like the direction of being able to manage a musician. That's what she's wanting to do. She wants to go into that industry because her brother is a very famous musician as well, and he has a big talent for it, but he had distanced himself from the family when he was younger for a specific reason that you're gonna figure out in the book. So she comes to LA to visit her brother, and when she's there, her brother is super busy, got no time for her. So then she actually is being picked up by Grip, and Grip was just, wow, this man. It was so good. We immediately got like this connection between them. We felt the tension, but also it was just, she was supposed to be there for just a few days or weeks, so she was like, she's not going to do anything with him, obviously. And then we had an end to this that I felt like it was a bit predictable, like you could see it happen, but you didn't want it to happen. Like, I closed my eyes to that. I was like, this is not happening. Super well done. Really great setup, and I'm very excited to move into Grip. Actually, I wanted to read it right after this. I did not though. I did not. But I can highly recommend you Kennedy Ryan. This is the whole wrap-up of this video. If you're gonna take away one thing, read a Kennedy Ryan book. My camera overheated, but okay. we're gonna continue with my phone. I'm sorry. We're gonna finish it like this because it's just one more book that we're gonna talk about, and it's The Four Agreements. This is the non-fiction book, by the way. If you're gonna pick up one non-fiction book, let it be this one. It's not long, it's like 150 pages. I listened to it as an audiobook as well. Amazing. Like the 4 things that are the main topics in here that are being discussed, I think everyone should know. It's very important for our society these days. It changed how I viewed the world and how I viewed myself, and my thought patterns were changed a little bit after that. It is a little bit spiritual here and there, and it is a little bit different than anything I've read before, so go into it with an open mind if you're choosing to read it, but it is very, very good. That was everything for today. Very fun reading wrap up. It was all over the place though. Like we had fantasy romance, we had young adult, cozy romance. It was all over the place, but at least we got a 5-star out of it, so that's good. That's good. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I would love to hear from you. Which books did you read this month or last month? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, with that, have a beautiful and blissful day, and I'm gonna see you next week. Bye!